Hi there, this is Tad Hargrave, and I want to talk to you about three of the pieces of marketing collateral that most holistic practitioners have, and which ones I think they should have. I think a lot of practitioners spend so much time and money on the wrong things in their marketing. Here's what I see. Tell me if you can connect with it. Uh, the first thing that a lot of practitioners spend a lot of time and money on is their logo. I've seen practitioners spend hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars on a lot of these things. The logo is the first thing. And the challenge is the logo is really usually meaningful for us, but it's not that meaningful for other people. Long term, can it help in branding? Maybe, but it's not the top priority. The second thing that I see practitioners spend a lot of time on and money on is our ads in holistic magazines, New Age magazines. And I've got to tell you, I've traveled all around North America. I've done these workshops for hundreds and hundreds of holistic practitioners. And whenever I ask who's put ads and who's gotten a response, I've actually never heard from anyone who's gotten a really decent response. So I think there are a lot of reasons. Part of it is how they're written. A lot of people just put a business card in it and don't write it very well. But also, it may not be the best source, if nobody's had a great success with it. Could be a challenge. So there's a logo, there's the ads in magazines. Maybe there's four. There's business cards. I see a lot of people spend all this time and money putting together a business card and giving them out all the time. And a business card, you don't actually need it to grow your business. And I guess this is my point, is all of these things I'm talking about right now, you actually don't need to grow a full practice. That time might be better spent in other things, which I'll get to in a second. And brochures, I guess, is the fourth one. So logos, business card, brochures, and ads in holistic magazines. That's kind of those are the main things I see, or posters, I guess, which usually don't work that well. So what I'm going to invite you to consider is taking the time and energy you would have spent in those, or maybe redoing those, and consider these other options. One, your bio. I would say your bio is probably one of the most critical pieces in your whole marketing arsenal. When people go to visit a website for a holistic practitioner, one of the first places they click, the first places they look is the About Me or the Bio section, because they want to know a bit about you and who you are. Who are they going to be seeing? They're bringing all these really vulnerable things. Do you have the credibility? As a holistic practitioner, you are your product in a way that is, it's true for a lot of businesses, but it's super true for holistic practitioners. So having a really solid bio that's not just a list of here's what I've done and accomplished in my life is really important. And in future videos, we'll get into how to write those, what are the elements, etc. The second thing that's most important is a photo, and I can't stress this one enough. I've seen so many practitioners in their ads or their brochures, or even on their websites, either have no picture, and that's terrible, because then it's, you know what I'm saying. You go look at the site and there's no connection. You don't really understand the person. You can't connect with them. You don't get a sense of who they are. It seems abstract and not as safe. Then I see a lot of people with a bad picture, and that's even worse. It's better to have no photo than a terrible picture. If your business is all about helping people have more radiant health, being more happy and abundant, and your picture comes across as unhealthy and miserable and broke and all this, that will actually scare people away. So many ads have pictures. And what's interesting, like I've noticed this myself, and I bet you've noticed it too, if you read through, you're kind of looking at the pictures, and there's a picture that grabs you, that is vibrant, is radiant. And that's the person you're probably going to call, unless, all things being equal, if they're offering basically the same things. Take the time, spend the money, get a professionally done photo, one that really captures who you are. Spend the time figuring out which photographer, look at their portfolios. Find a photographer who takes pictures that you really like. And ideally one who specializes in entrepreneurs and taking great entrepreneur headshots. And so there's your bio. There's a really good photo. And the third thing is just your website in general. If you don't have a website, you're in a lot of trouble, because these days everyone's looking for more information. They want to be able to search you. And if you don't have that, It cuts off the ability to get to know you, to do research, to see if you're legit. A website sort of is the new business card. So those are the three things: bio, photo, website. And in future videos, I'm going to get into what are the most important elements of all of those, and where can you find them, how can you do them cheap, etc. But for now, consider those. I want you to take a look at your photo and ask yourself, does this really represent me? Does this capture me? And if you're not having people, by the way, saying, that photo is awesome, it's probably not. If when you put it out or you put it on your Facebook profile, if you don't immediately have people saying like, oh my God, that's so you, that's the best picture of you I've seen, you could probably get a better one. It's worth it, it's worth it, it's worth it. If your bio, when you read it, if it doesn't also communicate who you are and your quirk and your warmth and your humanity, it's probably time to redo it. And your website, have friends look at it and give you honest feedback. If people get to your website and there isn't an immediate sense of clarity about what this is about, who you're working with, what problems are being solved, what results you're producing, it's probably time to redo that as well. That may seem like a lot of work, by the way, and that I could imagine feeling overwhelming. But consider this. If you get a photo, and by the way, the photo should be recent. This is another thing. A lot of practitioners will have photos from them 10 years ago. You want something recent that captures who you are right now, because it can also feel like people get tricked. They show up and they're like, oh, who are you? You know, you're not the same person in your photo because it's a really old photo. But so if this seems overwhelming, just consider the fact that once you get a new photo, you can probably keep that for a few years. Your bio, once you do that, it's only going to take minor updates. And once the website's up, it's up. So these three things are foundational. Once they're done, they're done. You don't have to worry about them again for quite a while. So there'll be more videos coming, but I thought you'd like to see this one. And if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email at the email below, tad@tadhargrave.com. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.